In this video, we are going to cover how we can divide our units into the lessons. So as you see, most of us, we have completed our annual planning of the units distribution throughout our 35 weeks. So most of you, if not, some of you, if not most, you are, probably in unit 2 or maybe in unit 3, some of you. So we do have the names of the units already, I believe, and it's time to separate them and divide them to the lessons that we are going to serve, or we are going to, divide those units into, into some weeks and some lessons. Yeah, so imagine this is the unit that you are teaching, and first of all, make sure that all of the plannings here are clicked, to green. So please try to complete in a quality manner, and because it will help you to see the big picture overall, about your weekly assignments, weekly tasks to complete with your students. Once you have your unit plannings, please go to the stream and resources and add a resource. And actually, first you have to create the lesson experience. So what is a lesson experience? We can divide it into two in our school. We have teachers who teach only one lesson, one subject per week. For example, digital literacy is happening only once a week. So digital literacy teacher can create maybe 35 lessons per, in a year, 35 lessons. So now yeah, so each week, each lesson actually has its own objectives, its own success criteria, and so on. So it's better for the teachers who are teaching, single lessons per week, or single or two lessons. You can create lesson experience for each of your subject, okay, each of your lesson. But if you're teaching more than one and maybe less than three, you can just start the lesson date and here, and end it next week somewhere. So it means you teach 2 or 3 lessons in 1 week. So but it's still within this lesson. So for example, if you're teaching safety or well-being in a digital literacy, for example, and it takes 2 weeks in your planning, just make sure that your lesson experience is also 2 weeks long. But if you think sorry, if you have planned your units, and divided into subunits, and each subunit takes maybe 2-3 weeks, or maybe 1 week each, you can create a lesson which is a 1 week long, or maybe 2 weeks long. So the entire unit is about 15 weeks or maybe 14 weeks, as I have seen in some of yours. One unit takes quite a long time, but in each lesson you must do some preparation. I believe you are doing so. What it helps, because in unit planning, in a big unit planning, it's difficult for you to divide it into the lessons, because you are just putting big dots. But in the units here, in the lessons, sorry, you are connecting those dots, and you may even add something on the way. For instance, in lesson 1 in English, so we have 3 lessons, and each lesson is about 10 days long, or 1 week long. So it's 7 days, 4 days, and when I'm creating this, when teacher creates, those lessons, teacher can upload, the materials that teacher is going to use throughout that week. So these materials may not be included in our unit planning at the beginning, but once we put it in our lessons here, they will appear in our unit plannings as well. So for instance, if we generate the unit planning, we can see, a 20-page planning. So it will be useful for us for the next years as well. So here, these are our big dots, big things that, big questions that we have answered before the lesson starts. And even if we have assessments here and so on. And when when we divide our lessons, they will appear below, like it's stream and resources. So lesson 1 and the things that I have covered here, and lesson 2, yeah, it continues like this. it continues like this, like lesson 2 and the topics that I've covered, and the links are available for everybody. Yeah, this is all. Yeah, please try to divide your units into the lessons. So I believe you are doing your plannings every week for each subject. So just reflect your planning here. Thank you.